If you get on the wrong train, the wisest thing to do is to get off at the next train station. I learned this the hard way. In my first week in the United Kingdom, I was using the train, and on this particular day, I needed to go to the airport to pick up my family, and I went on the wrong train. I actually went on the train that was going the opposite direction to go to Heathrow International Airport. And I ended up, while I was there on the train, by the time we reached the first train station after me embarking on the train, I had already noticed that I was on the wrong train that was going the opposite direction. But the fear of looking stupid, the fear of asking other people who were more familiar with this route that I was on, the fear of making things worse, those three fears made me sit down, keep quiet, continue on the wrong route, on the wrong train. And to cut the long story short, I ended up being late. I ended up arriving like 3 hours later after my family had landed. And you can imagine the cold, and also my battery died on the way. So these are some of the lessons that I got, which then reminded me of this wise saying that if you get on the wrong train, get off at the next step, at the next station, because it can end up being expensive for you if you continue. Because if you are going on the wrong direction, you will definitely end up buying another ticket. You will definitely end up buying another ticket to come back, and that you are already spending money, and it's also going to cost you money, like what it did in my case. Why am I talking about this example, this personal story? I just woke up remembering it today. We are in the last week of January, and some people already, they are realizing that, you know what, there are things that I want to achieve in this year, or in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, 20 years, but I've already started on a wrong note. What is it that you are doing? Well done for realizing that you have started on the wrong note. But realizing and then doing nothing about it will not help you. If you realize that you've already made a mistake, work on correcting that mistake, work on your corrections earlier, so that you don't sit in regret, you don't sit in the shame of making wrong decisions. Whatever you have seen in the month of January that it's not working for you, it's not making you achieve your goals, ditch that plan. Leave it, put it aside, pack it away, shelve it, and start looking for the plans that work for you. If there are things, the habits that you wanted to drop in this year 2025, and you're still hanging on to those habits, this is the time to reflect and say, do I really need to continue on this train of these undesirable habits? Do I really need to continue? If you've been struggling with starting something, you're struggling with, you keep postponing, you keep procrastinating, this is the time to say, you know what, I'm actually on the wrong train. Let me stop now and make sure I get the help. Going back to my story, if I had spoken to the people that were next to me, who are familiar with the country, who are familiar with the area, I could have even been advised to take a correct train on the very next train station. But because I was afraid to even look lost, some people remain in the lost era, in the wrong place, because they are afraid to look lost. Rather look lost and get the advice earlier than to look wise and continue going the right direction. So this is my encouragement this week, the last week of January. Sit down and look if you're in the right train. Sit down and look if you're in the right route, which takes you to the desired destination. Is this vehicle you are in right now taking you exactly where you want to go? If the answer is no, this is the time now to disembark on that vehicle. This is the time now to disembark on that train. The next station, get off. By doing that, you will cut the expenses, you will cut the frustrations, and also you will start working on something that really empowers you, something that brings you that fulfillment that you have always desired. Remember, if you get on the wrong train, get off at the nearest station. The longer it takes for you to get off, the more expensive your return trip will be. See you in the next video.